Hello guys, wanted to do this quick video to talk more about how we were able to scale a DTC brand all the way to $177,000 in just a 30-day period. And this is going to be a very valuable video that you can literally copy all the strategies that I have. As you can see that I have created a very long document for you, which you can DM me later on to have access to this document, and you can go ahead and implement this for yourself, where you can literally learn step by step how you can go from generating very little all the way to generating 177 to over $200,000 in a 30-day period. And as you can see here, I've literally created this long document here going through all the steps from sort of what to advertise, the bestseller to hero products. I talk more about, in particular, the creative side of things, creating content, USPs, hooks, scripts, and creators. I then go ahead and talk about sort of the ads itself, converting the traffic that you're bringing in combined with the creatives and your website. And then go ahead and talk about how to analyze and optimize your ads, and eventually how you can go ahead and scale your ads. And towards the end, I just go into some final things, which is very important for you to go ahead and implement this for yourself and your brand. So let's pretty much get straight into it, right? So this doc will go over exactly how me and my team previously had generated $177,000 in a single month for this DTC brand with a combination of unique creatives, organic and email marketing, and meta ads, right? So watch to the end and you'll gain a lot of information, a lot of value from this, which you can go ahead and copy and steal. So the focus is basically for this document is on the creatives and meta ads, because this is what drove the conversion, drove the revenue upwards. So you can see here, in August, we generated $177,000, and you can see a very high conversion rate, and we also had 2,486 orders, right, with a returning customer rate of 52%. So very good metrics overall, and it's built a very sustainable brand as a result. And in terms of what to advertise, you can see you need to advertise your best-selling products. So to start, it's essential to determine where to allocate your energy and budget effectively. Identifying the products or elements that are most adept at attracting new customers for your top of funnel campaigns is crucial, right? And these will be the primary focus when it comes to crafting advertisements, and should get the majority of your attention in the following steps, right? So the key indicators for these products include a lot of social proof, right? Healthy profit margins. You want healthy profit margins, right? Don't price your products too low. You want to go as high as possible, right? Good at creating interest and attention grabbing. So it's worth noting that this doesn't necessarily have to be a physical product, but in this case it was. If your ideal customer aspires to a particular lifestyle, targeting that lifestyle can be just as effective in driving new customer traffic. And you can see here, for example, Bioma, they had done a very good job of putting in social proof. They also have very decent profit margins, and they are attention grabbing with the imagery and the product itself, right? And step 2, what to communicate, the offers in particular. So effectively communicating with your audience extends beyond the manner in which you articulate your message. It encompasses delivering tangible value, right? Your communication should not merely articulate what your product can provide for your customers, but also motivate them to take action. This is often accomplished through appealing offers, right? Consider incorporating the following types of offers. So I've given you a list here of how to try and create new offers that can actually attract the attention and convert their attention. So package deals, right? You want to sort of have bundles together so that they can entice more of your customers to buy more of your product, and that will help to increase the profit margins of each sale and purchase along with the average order value, right? You want to do purchase X, receive Y for free. So sort of like buy one, get one free deals you can also do and try and leverage to help you to increase conversion rates, increase average order value, and therefore be able to scale much more easier when it comes to ads, right? You want to do free gift with purchase. This can be a very small product. It doesn't have to be a large, expensive product that you are giving for free. It could be a simple ebook. It could be anything that can sort of educate the customer about the purchase that they're going to make. And you want to inaugural purchase discount. So you can add like 10% off, the usual 10%, 50% off your purchase above a certain amount. You can also do that. So these offers can be experimented with via dedicated landing pages and content, which we'll delve into more thoroughly shortly, right? The objective is solely not to impart information to your audience, but also to encourage them to actively engage with your products or services, right? So just as a summary, right? So you have the add to cart above the fold, you got bundles, purchase X, buy Y for Z, right? And free shipping over X amount, and you can also have social proof as well on a high converted landing page, very important, right? The next step, creating content, USPs, hooks, scripts, and creators. So I'll give you a whole section here where we go into more detail about creatives, how to make high converting creatives, where to find these creators in order to make these high converting creatives, as well as how to inject USPs and hooks that are going to help to convert those creatives and people that watch them. And for example, TikTok is usually a great place to go to find creators, and creating compelling content is a pivotal aspect of our framework that allowed us to scale to these $177,000 in a 30-day period. And it serves as the linchpin for success of all other efforts. While extensive research in previous steps is critical, it is equally essential to implement a structured approach for translating that research into action through content creation. So what I want you to do is to follow this systematic process as it's gone by step, and this should, at the end of it, give you a very good creative strategy that you can go ahead and implement for yourself and your brand that allow you to create a slew of creatives that will enable you to go ahead and apply to ads and scale with ads. So you want to firstly identify a unique selling proposition. So list 3 USPs for your products that will serve as a primary focus of your ads, right? And then the next thing you want to do is craft hooks for pain points. For each USP, develop 3 to 5 hooks that addresses pain points your service solves. For example, if your USP is exceptional pants fit, 1, you could say, are you tired of pants with terrible fit? 2, I found the pants with the best fit in the entire world. And 3, I haven't worn anything else since I've found these pants, right? These are sort of angles that you can go ahead and make hooks on, because what you'll find is that when you test these hooks, you're going to find out what resonates with your target market. And that's ultimately what's going to be able to drive conversion that allow you to scale much further, because you have now a very good proof of concept that you can go ahead and scale. So remember that and apply that to your brand. Number 3, themes, angles for the ads. So develop 3 to 5 theme or angles for your ads. Consider various formats. So, example, you could have voice over video. So you could have a Siri voice speaking over the video to help with engagement rates. You could have text and music video. You could have classic UGC video. So classic UGC videos like this one, for example, right? Number 4, combine hooks and angles for ad scripts. Combine hooks and angles to create ad scripts. So you want to combine all of the above here, and you want to generate various ad variations. Mix all hooks with all angles to produce diverse scripts for creators in the next stage, right? Number 5, example script for hook A and angle A. Create a 30-second video where you speak directly to the camera, speaking with a variation of, are you tired of pants with terrible fit? Discuss the advantages of the pants and end the video with a clear call to action. So obviously you want to replace whatever product you're selling with this, right? And bearing in mind, you want to make sure that you're combining hooks and angles together to come up with different variations. So provide examples of benefits such as extraordinary comfort, versatility, breathability, and flexibility. Okay. Number 6, instruction for video clips. Specify the visuals needed for video clips, such as close-up shots, demonstrations of flexibility, and scenarios showcasing the benefits mentioned in the audio script. And step 5 and step 6, this is what you're going to be given to the content creator if you're not creating the content yourself. So you'll want to have the brief where you go ahead and talk about sort of the script in which the content creator is going to use. And this number 7, after you've done those step 5 and step 6, you want to go ahead and search for creatives. So start searching for creators based on the hooks and angles, right? By finding 4 creators, you'll generate 36 different ads for testing, forming robust foundation for scaling. Okay, as you can see here, I just done a diagram here where you sort of just summarizing all of that, so which you can go ahead and look at. So you identify unique selling points and pain points. You then go ahead and craft hooks for pain points, create the angles for each pain point, and then as a result, you combine the hooks and the angles, and as a result, you create unique and diverse ad scripts, which you go ahead and give to the content creators that you've chosen, and then they go ahead and make these variations for you. And then at the result, you'll have 36 different ads for testing. That is very important, and this is how you're going to be able to scale quite effectively, because now you have a very large, diverse range of ads that can potentially work. Not all of them may not work. A good portion of them will work, and as a result, you're going to have the ability to scale. Okay. Number 8, other points to consider. Write a story in your audience language that applies to their daily life. Focus on audience self-interest. Find creators who represent their ideal customer. Very important as well, because you want to indirectly speak to your target market with the right influencers and content creators. Keep the video short, 30 seconds, because the attention span can be quite low on Facebook in particular. And demonstrate the product's usage, right? And ensure seamless video editing. So you can go ahead and get a video editor if you're not going to do that yourself. And by following this structured content process, you'll lay the groundwork for a diverse and impactful ad library. If any questions arise, or if there are additional insights you need, feel free to DM me on Instagram, and because obviously we want to make sure that you're able to implement this for yourself. So you essentially go on TikTok and you just type in UGC and the keyword that you're looking for. So maybe pants, could be supplements, could be fashion, could be beauty, whatever you're looking for. And you'll find a slew of content creators like this. And essentially you want to go ahead and contact them and just give them the brief that you had just created so that they can go ahead and do that content for you. Some of them may charge, so whatever your budget is, you want to go ahead and negotiate that. Otherwise, someone will be willing to do it for free as a replacement for in return for the product, right? The next step is to convert the traffic, creating landing pages for the entire funnel. So the top of funnel, middle, and bottom of funnel, right? So having prepared our advertisements and offers, the next hurdle is determining where to direct incoming visitors, encouraging a completely new visitor, someone unfamiliar with your brand, to make a purchase involves the challenge of breaking down mental barriers. Very important there. This requires instilling confidence that your products deliver on their promises and establishing trust in your brand. To tackle this, it's advisable to create diverse landing pages, experimenting with various approaches to overcome these obstacles. These pages can integrate a variety of elements designed to enhance probability of converting visitors. Here are crucial consideration examples of elements to incorporate into these pages, right? And this is based on all my 5 years of working with e-commerce brands and knowing what works, what doesn't work, especially with converting ads, right? Because I've been working with e-commerce brands for that period of time, and I've seen what has worked, what hasn't worked, sort of what scaled brands, what hasn't scaled brands, and what sort of website has worked. And it evolves over time, so I've been able to keep up with the trends, seeing what customers have liked. You also look at the data in the back end and see what exactly is sort of bottlenecking the whole converting process. And so this is what I found, especially in this case where we scaled this brand to $177,000 in a single month. We effectively found that testimonials can be also very good, as well as a featured in section, right, where you showcase and mention all features of your products in reputable publication or media outlets. You know, this could be anything like, oh, it was featuring Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, or maybe other publications that are relevant to your industry, right? So as you can see here, Kylie's Cosmetics has been essentially featuring loads of things, right? Harper's Bazaar, Vogue, Cosmopolitan, etc. And this would be featured on their product page as well as on their homepage. So you want to go ahead and implement that. And this is what we have done for brands, where we have helped to optimize their website based on all of these information, right? Also, you want hero product pages. Construct dedicated landing pages for your flagship or hero products. These pages should furnish comprehensive information encompassing benefits, features, and customer testimonials related to key products. Also a very important point. Additionally, generate distinct pages for the various offers under experimentation to identify the most highly converting one. And so you want to go ahead and scale that one after the fact. right? Page loading speed, quite important. You want to ensure it is very fast, usually under maybe 2.5 seconds. If you can get lower than that, then fantastic. Sluggish loading can dissuade visitors and adversely impact user experience. And that can lead to lower conversions, and it can just sort of just bottleneck the whole funnel. So experiment with diverse landing page variations and elements. You can pinpoint the most effective strategies for instilling trust in new visitors and compelling them to make purchase. So we help brands to make landing pages, right? If they're not optimized, then we help brands to optimize their landing page for conversions, so you don't have to do it yourself. We do it completely done for you, so that this can be taken care of, and we can go straight to doing, for example, creative testing, which I'll explain now, right? So testing ads, ad account structure, budgeting, and targeting. These are loads of different things that brand owners struggle with because they don't have the technical expertise, or they can't leverage their time to be able to do that. It's just too time consuming for them to do. So this will effectively allow you to go ahead and give it to someone who can outsource it and do it for you, right? Which is what me and my team do, and this is what we did for this brand that generated $177,000 in a 7-day period. So allocation during the testing phase is pivotal to gauging the efficacy of your ads. This involves executing the following steps in a designated testing campaign, right? So number 1, you launch a dedicated testing campaign optimized conversions. Within the campaign, form ad sets with daily budgets tailored to purchases, targeting expansive audiences. Assign one per ad set to ensure equitable spend distribution before evaluating their success, maintaining a uniform audience setting across all ad sets. Right? Regarding the ad performance, the duration it runs is less crucial than the amount spent. So relative to the average cost per acquisition, for example, if your average CPA is $30 and the ad has only accrued $20 in spend, it's less likely to result in a purchase. Acknowledge the learning period at the beginning of an ad set lifecycle by A, establishing a daily ad set budget roughly equivalent to your average CPA, right? So if you expect an average cost per acquisition of $50, then you want to go ahead and set a daily ad set budget of $50, essentially, or try and get it as close to that as possible, right? And allocating the ad set to run for a minimum of 3 days. So you want it to spend, let's say, $150 if you are spending $50 a day on ads on the ad set, for example. And then if after 3 to 4 days it hasn't generated at least one purchase, achieving a profitable return on investment within 7 days becomes unlikely, right? So you're gonna want to go ahead and turn that off. And this is what we did for one brand that we worked with, for example, and we were able to generate $10,000 from a $1,947 ad spend, right, giving a 5.17 ROI. And we did this exact same process, so you can go ahead and implement this for yourself, and you should be able to see similar results if you implement all of the above, right? And the next step, these guidelines may not universally apply. Okay, it depends on the brand, as certain brands may experience delayed ad performance. Some clients witness ads that have not yielded results in initial 6 to 7 days, but later achieve a 10x ROI within 7 to 14 days. So, it just depends on how the ads are optimized and how long it takes for the learning process to occur. Therefore, understanding your specific performance metrics is crucial, and continuous testing is imperative to discern the most effective approach. So, as successful ads are identified, it can be consolidated into CBOs, right, or ABO campaigns, depending on your preference, right? There is no particular advantage. I would say that CBO is particularly more automated, but ABO gives you more freedom to sort of see how the ad is spending across the ad sets. Okay, and this can allow, for example, TikTok and Meta to allocate larger budget across multiple high-performing ads. So after this, you want to analyze and optimize. Effectively gauging the success of an advertisement extends beyond a mere examination of ROI and CPA to ascertain its effectiveness. While some ads may showcase lower ROI and CPA metrics, it might unveil significant potential when alternative performance indicators are considered. To avoid neglecting potential triumphs, it's crucial to assess both concrete metrics, so for example ROI, CPA, and so on, and more subtle secondary metrics like CPC and CTR. Additionally, take into account the purchasing journey of your product, including the typical duration from the initial discovery of your product to the final purchase, right? So you want to take all of this into account when it comes to trying to optimize and analyze your ads. Okay, so one, you want to commence with a focus on concrete metrics. So evaluate whether the creative is yielding positive results in terms of ROI and CPA. Success is often determined by robust concrete metrics, because it doesn't matter what the CPC, CTR, and the shares are. If this ROI and the CPA is not where it needs to be, then you need to go ahead and try and see what you need to do in order to make that happen. Otherwise, you can just turn off the campaign ad or the ad set, so you can go and focus on other things that are performing better. Delve deeper into the rationale behind the performance. Like I said, understand why certain ads thrive while others falter is very important. This step is critical because among the seemingly unsuccessful ones, there might be latent winners that, with some adjustments, can evolve into highly successful campaigns. Right? This analysis encompasses a scrutiny of various metrics, including CPC, CTR, shares, hook rate, hold rate, and average view time. Okay, so even though the ad may not be performing currently, you still want to sort of see and gauge whether it will be able to perform in the future based on these type of metrics here, right? So again, you want to focus on these metrics, sort of the soft metrics, and you want to focus on the ROI as well and the CPA, which are going to be the main decision makers when it comes to knowing whether or not to scale or turn off an ad. So, for instance, if an ad boasts impressive soft metrics but lacks concrete metrics, a thorough analysis is warranted. Perhaps a call to action is ineffective, maybe the video duration is excessive, numerous factors come into play, and necessitating a comprehensive content analysis is what you're going to want to do, right? As you delve into the diverse metrics of your ads, continuous testing will provide insights into what aligns with your objectives and what benchmarks you aspire to achieve, okay? And if you made it to this far, please go ahead and like and subscribe, because I'm going to keep on giving you value like this so that you can go ahead and implement this for your brand and be able to scale to these type of numbers on a consistent basis. And, if you're watching this far, commend you, because there's a lot of information here, and you'll be able to essentially be the top 1% at this point, because this is what the top brands are doing. They're not doing anything that is not going to not get them results. They're basically doing a very systematic approach where they are learning exactly how to make amazing creatives. They're learning how to optimize their website so they can actually convert, and they're running ads in a systematic approach with data-driven, right, based on everything prior to that, so they can go ahead and troubleshoot what isn't working. So it's very important that you go ahead and implement this for yourself, because if you don't, then you're just going to be in the same situation that you're currently in, right? So the next step, and essentially sort of the last steps, is the scaling phase, where you're going to want to have different approaches and different methodologies based depending on where you currently are with the ads. So here are some diverse scenarios illustrating different methods, right? So foundational scaling, where with well-performing metrics, identify ads with strong hard metrics as a foundation for scaling. Scrutinize their soft metrics for potential enhancements. So, for example, CPC, CPM, etc. Gradually boost the budget by 20%, allowing room for additional testing before further expansion. So, for example, if the ad was spending $50 a day, you want to go ahead and increase that by 20%. So, $60 a day you would increase it to. Launch the ad in multiple ad sets to assess performance in various settings. So you want to do horizontal scaling, that, which is effectively just duplicating what works, but you're not increasing the budget. Whereas increasing the budget is vertical scaling. Consider amplifying the ad's impact by creating variations, right, and new variations with fresh scripts and involving diverse creators to emphasize both diversity and quality. So you're effectively doing creative scaling at this point, where you're starting to expand the type of creatives that you're making, and you're looking for different variations that can potentially work based on what is currently working, right? That's another way to scale, and that is a very powerful method that we essentially did for this brand that generated $177,000 in a 30-day period. 2. Optimize soft metrics for low performing hard metrics. For ads with low hard metrics but promising soft metrics, deactivate them temporarily. Making adjustments in areas showing improvement and reintroduce them into new phase of testing. Repeat this cycle to refine and optimize performance. Right? 3. Swift action for poor performing metrics. Ads displaying poor metrics across the board should promptly be discontinued. Okay? There's no point keeping ads on if they're not performing. You can always find better ones that you can optimize. It's just a waste of time. Don't get emotionally attached to them, is what I would say. Avoid getting attached to ads, okay, with perceived potential. Instead, prioritize data-driven decisions to prevent unnecessary spending, okay? You want to make sure that you are making data-driven decisions, logical decisions, so that you're able to scale much more effectively. Because if you don't, you're going to be doing emotional decisions, which will effectively just allow you to sort of mess up the campaign and provide opportunities for sabotage, which is not what you want. Okay, so key emphasis: always maintain a continuous flow of ads for testing, ensuring a dynamic and adaptable approach to optimize performance. Okay, so that is how we were able to scale the brand to $170,000 in just a 30-day period, as you can see here. And it's very, very sort of systematic. It's just a step-by-step approach, what I've just laid out for you. And this has taken me a couple of years to sort of figure out with my team and my former members that I had worked with and the brands that I had worked with to come up with sort of like a main strategy, which, brands can essentially emulate, right? And, we've talked about what to advertise to the bestsellers and the hero products, because this is what gives you the most scale, and then you can attach your less selling products onto that as well. And what to communicate, how to set up the offer for your brand so that you're able to attract the right people to your website and to your product so they can purchase it, right? We've talked about the content, creating the creatives that is going to allow you to scale and make highly converting ads. We've talked about how to convert the traffic, setting up the landing page, setting up right conversion mechanisms so that you can sort of convert that traffic onto and achieve high ROI as a result. We've talked about creative testing these creatives that we've just made and making sure that we are able to get the best ROI in the early stages so that you can have the opportunity to scale. And then we talked about analyzing and optimizing the ads itself so that you can know what works, what doesn't work, particularly for your brand and the creators that you're using with it, and how to troubleshoot and solve problems within your ad campaigns so that you can scale to these larger numbers. And then finally, we talked about scaling and the scaling strategies that you can go ahead and implement for yourself that will allow you to essentially get to $177,000 in a single month, if not higher, depending on how good your product is and how much budget you have and how good you are at scaling, right? So that was a lot, but it's all done in a systematic approach. And this is why I highly recommend that you go ahead and implement this for yourself, and go ahead and look at my other YouTube videos where I go into detail about sort of each of these steps. And this will pretty much give you a whole holistic view of what to do when it comes to trying to scale to 200, 300, 400K a month in revenue for your brand. Okay. And, this is a comprehensive framework to build a robust library of successful ads and scale your brand that like you want to. Okay. You're not watching this far because you're not interested in scale your brand to these larger numbers. And you know that you're going to need to have this approach in order to do that, right? So if there's any specific aspects that you're unsure about or we've overlooked, then don't hesitate to reach out to me on Instagram, okay? And, your success is our priority. The point one day is that we're going to work together and we're going to make this automated for you, because that is what me and my team do. We effectively will run your ads, will effectively help you to build a landing page so that it's highly converting, because we know what works, what doesn't work. And a lot of brands' websites are not highly converting, and they don't have all of the elements that's needed for them to be able to scale these big numbers very seamlessly. And we're going to help you effectively combine these two together and be able to scale the ads that are working. And we also give you consulting on what creatives to use so that you can go ahead and make the creatives, and we'll give you feedback on what works, what isn't working, so you can go ahead and iterate that process very seamlessly. Okay? So If you want a copy of this doc, DM me on Instagram, and I'll go ahead and provide it to you. And if you want to scale your brand, if you don't want to go ahead and do this yourself, as this will take quite a while, even though I've given you all the information that you need, if you're not able to, don't want to do that, and you want me and my team to automate the whole process for you, where, like I mentioned, you can pretty much just sit back and watch the profits come in, then all I ask you is to watch all of my YouTube other content as well, to just gain information of the service that we provide. And, if you want, you can go ahead and apply and see all the information if you're not able to currently work at this point. And like I said, if you want to work with me and my team, you just can go ahead and message me there, and we'll effectively manage your ads for you. We'll go ahead and create the website and develop the website where you'll effectively have a high converted website. Okay, and you have this holy duo where you have highly converting ads, highly converting website, and you're going to be able to scale very aggressively. And this is how we're able to do this for this brand. Like I said, we'll help you to create the creatives and give you consulting based on that, so that you're not left in the dark on what to do when it comes to trying to make amazing creatives that can convert. And we're going to give you feedback on what is working, what isn't working in your ad account and with your brand, so you can go ahead and maximize the creative output that you're able to make with the creators that you are currently working with. So that's it in a nutshell. Again, thank you for watching this video, and I highly recommend that you watch this video in the center of the screen, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.